Now I'm going to be talking about the worst, which is the ones that everyone loves. This is the more entertaining one. This is the one where I can get a lot of my angie out, and I can like get this shit off my chest and be like, this is why this shit fucking sucks. So just to clarify, just with the best, I'm only talking about the movies that I've actually seen or that I have gone out of my way to watch. If I heard that a movie was really dog shit, as long as I don't suffer too much, as long as I don't financially get hit too much, I'll watch it. That's especially what happened with the number one pick of mine, where I had to go out of my way to watch it for free. These are, once again, my own opinions. If you disagree with anything I say, and you feel strongly enough about it, make your own stream. And tag me on Twitter at Zagatag2995 if you want to. Let's see. What other clarifications? These are just my opinions. I should get that out of the way as well. So yeah, dishonorable mentions. I originally didn't have this on my list, but I'm going to talk about it now. Disney's shitty Pinocchio remake. That was such dog shit that they put it on their... They ended up putting it on Disney Plus. They didn't even bother to put it in theaters, and I knew at that point, I'm like, oh, this shit's gonna fucking suck. So, I watched it, and I was like, wow, yeah, this shit is awful. And I've like I said with the Guillermo del Toro Pinocchio, like as much as the classic animated one is cool, it's just I'm not a fan of that version anymore. I want the more darker versions. This is not a good year for Tom Hanks, honestly. Tom Hanks was in Disney's Pinocchio as Geppetto, and he was also in Elvis as the carny who pretty much was managing Elvis, and he had like a crazy southern accent going on. He looked crazy. This was a rough year for Tom Hanks. But yeah, I've said this before, and I'll just say it now. Disney needs to stop doing these remakes because they serve no purpose at this point. Unless you're gonna do something like Maleficent, which that second one was dog shit, so that killed that. But I was wondering what song that was. But yeah, they gotta stop with these remakes, and this is pretty much the first time that everyone was unified and was like, "Fuck you, Disney. We don't want these remakes anymore. Stop." Now, they're not going to stop because they make too much money, but yeah, this is pretty much the first time that critics and moviegoers came together to say, this shit sucks, stop. Ever since The Lion King, actually, I'm going to go further. Ever since Beauty and the Beast, these live-action movies have sucked because they're literally just copy and paste of the original and just like, hey, wouldn't it be cool to see this in live action? I'm like, no, that misses the point of the animated version entirely. Like, why would you think that's a good idea? And The Lion King sucks because it's technically still animation, but they wanted it to look more realistic. And when you go that route, where the animals aren't able to emote or express themselves as well, it's a fucking, like, it's a done deal. Like, that shit's done at that point. But yeah, with Pinocchio looked crazy. He's supposed to be made of wood, but he looks more like porcelain. And it was so shittily done, where it's like, why did you guys even fucking bother doing this? Like I said, them putting it on Disney Plus was a sign where it's like, yeah, this probably, you guys fucked up. So, another dishonorable mention is going to be The Invitation, because of how fucking forgettable it was. This, I'm pretty sure you guys have never heard of this movie, and I'm going to keep it that way, but this is a movie where they marketed it as another adaptation of Bride of Dracula, but the problem with that is that was the twist of the film. So the story that gets you into the seat is a major reveal in the movie that they spoiled. So for about like 90% of the runtime, you're just watching what's the word I'm looking for? You're pretty much watching just a stereotypical gothic romance, which is this lady is smitten by this eccentric uh, billionaire, or I think, or pretty much someone in a royal family, and apparently they knew each other somehow, and he said, "Hey, you want to come to this wedding to serve as like the bridesmaid or whatever?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" And then uh, this is something that's given away in the trailer, and obviously I don't fucking care at this point. Whatever, no one saw it, so who the hell am I gonna spoil it to, anyways? But then you realize that he and the people there are vampires, and they want her to join their coven, pretty much. And for the last 10% of the film, it's just the most stereotypical, cliche of vampire shit. And I'm a guy who loves vampire movies. I love vampire movies, and when you come out with some shit like this, I'm like, man, we're never gonna get another fucking vampire movie that's good at this point. Like, this is it. Like, this is the time to be like, all right, we're playing our flag, we're doing really good vampire movies going forward, and they fucking blew it. Like, I love vampire movies because vampires have always been interesting to me because of how they can blend in with humans and society and stuff like that. And this is a movie where they just killed that. So I was thoroughly disappointed. Oh, hold on. This is I was wondering what song this was. Yeah. Alright, so with all that being said, we're gonna get into. Oh wait, hold on. You know what? I'll save that other one for last. So, number 10, worst movie of 2022 goes to. Oh yeah, woo! Alright, chat, tell me how much I'm wrong. Tell me how much I'm a hater. Tell me that I wanted this movie to fail. Just get it out of your system. I don't care. Let me know how much of a piece of shit I am. That I dare put the great James Cameron's work of art at number 10 of my worst of list. Just get it out of your system. Yeah, alright, that's it. That's all you fucking get. Alright. Number 10 is Avatar 2. Alright, I've been saying this since they announced this movie. I saw the first movie when I was 13 in 2009. And literally the only thing that people talked about when they saw the first movie was like, oh, the 3D is amazing. And I walked out of the movie being like, yeah, like the special effects and stuff were cool, but damn, these characters were flat. I don't remember a single thing about the fucking story. And people told me for years that I was crazy. Especially when the movie like broke a bunch of box office records, and I was like, yeah, no shit, because 3D they charge you more. Like, how do you guys not know that? Like, it's a fucking scam. I hate 3D, by the way. I might as well just get that out of the way, but I hate 3D with a passion. I saw Avengers Infinity War in 3D, and I was getting a damn aneurysm. I was like, oh my god, ugh. So I hate 3D, and they had announced this sequel for a while, and it got to a point where it's like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, whatever, coming out of the movie, whatever. And then they like finally dropped a trailer, and I was like, wait, you guys are finally doing it now? And like the worst fucking economy that we've had, like right after COVID happened, you decided to drop this. And we got reports, which James Cameron later corrected, but we had got initial reports that the movie was so fucking expensive that it needed to reach $2 billion to break even. Now, James Cameron later clarified, he was like, no, it actually needs $1.5 billion. But this is a movie where I saw the trailer and I was like, this looks like the same fucking movie. And we got reports that it was going to be 3 hours and 15 minutes. And I was like, 3 hours? 3 hours For Avatar 2? Are you fucking kidding me? And also, we were told that this was the second entry out of a planned 5 movies. Listen to me closely. 5 movies. I heard all that and I was like, there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way that they're actually doing this. So, me and my Discord homies, we found a legal copy of it to watch. And I remember I told you, Dad, I was like, hey, do you mind like moving your mouse so we can see how far along to the movie we were? Because it felt like it was 30 minutes and it was only 15. I was like, dear God, if I was in the theater, I would have fucking walked out after that. I was like, there's no way I'd last if that was the case. And now, to be fair, I didn't watch an HD version of it, so maybe the graphics are a little bit better, but there's spots where the shit looked awful. Honestly, Shamu, the way... And, alright, I'm gonna... Anything I say, if you consider a spoiler, go fuck yourself, because honestly, there's nothing really to spoil. It's the same fucking movie again, just 13 years later, and 3 hours long. So, Shamu, the whale, Free Willy, all that, all the nicknames we give it, that was easily the best part of the movie. Sam Worthington's character is a little better, but it's just... This is a fucking tech demo. This is a tech demo. This is not a movie that has a story at all. The fact that we're getting 5 of these and that you motherfuckers contributed to the box office, you said, yeah, we want more Avatar. We want more Avatar. I blame all of you that we're going to get 4 more movies now, or 3, technically. You guys should have stopped this. You guys should have said no, but since you guys love Pretty Colors so much, we're getting 3 more, and I'm going to fucking kill myself. I'm not watching any more of these. And if I do, I'm watching the legal versions of them. But yeah, apparently I was wrong. Apparently you guys want these movies. I didn't. My friends didn't want it. But apparently all of you that contributed to the box office, y'all love it. And I blame all of you, and this is the reason why we can't ever get good things, because you motherfuckers ruin everything. So, all that out of my system. And they look uglier than the original. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, there's definitely some spots, especially when they take the group photo, where I was like, ugh, the fuck? Like 13 years and this is the best y'all could do? But yeah, Avatar 2. Oh, you're a hater. Oh, I never bet against James Cameron. Whatever. I can't be bothered at this point. The people have spoken. The people are idiots, but the people have spoken. Whatever. Alright. That's number 10. So, you're probably like, if you hate that movie that much, what could be worse than that? Well, you know what? I'm glad you guys asked. I'm glad that you guys asked what could be worse than Avatar 2, in my opinion. Alright, so... Number 10. Or no, wait, hold on. Number 9. Number 9. Worst movie of 2022.
Daddy.
What's going on, sweetie?
Something feels weird. Something's changing.
You remember the tools we taught you, right?
Pencil, desk, paper, shoes. You're weird.
Everything okay, Charlie?
It happened again.
What happened?
The bad thing.
If you ever start to lose control, what do?
It didn't work. She's not a robot, Annie. She's a little girl. With little girl emotions, which are wildly unpredictable. Charlie?
She just has to shove it down and keep it hidden.
Our responsibility is getting her ready.
Our responsibility is to protect her.
Charlie?
If they catch her, they're gonna put her in a cage.
Charlie?
They're gonna run tests on her for the rest of her life. We'll never see her again.
If who catches me?
Ah!
Need it handled with...
Firestarter number 9. This is a movie where, honestly, I felt bad for Zac Efron. I felt bad for Zac Efron, who plays the father of this little girl with pyrotechnic telekinesis abilities. This is Zac Efron is a guy who's been trying to shed his whole like High School Musical thing. He's trying to do serious roles, and this is like his first attempt at it, and he just was given awful material to work with. Yeah, he worked his ass off. He acted his ass off, but it was just horrible. Now I'm gonna just spoil a little something, but Peacock had a horrendous year when it came to the originals, and this is one of them. This is a movie where they had it on Peacock and theaters at the same time. This is This is the second adaptation of Stephen King's book Firestarter. If you can't get the CGI fire to look good, then you might as well just shut down production right there and just be like, hey, look, this is probably just not meant to happen. This is a movie where I was bored. I was bored. I felt like the characters were acting irrationally stupid. I felt bad for Zac Efron, and the ending, it just felt like they had no money in the budget, and they're like, alright, just do your thing, just get out of there. This shit sucked. This was awful. I hope that new movie that Zac Efron's gonna be in, where he plays one of the wrestler families. I think it's the Von Erichs, I think they're doing a movie of. I hope that's his fucking serious role that projects him. Because, man, having this on your resume might as well be a fucking blemish to your career. This shit was awful. But don't worry, guys. Don't worry. This isn't the only Peacock movie that's going to be on my list. So, that's number 9. What's number 8? I'm pretty sure as soon as you see a couple of people, you're going to know immediately. So, let's see. Yeah, let me go with this one. Yep, this works. Alright, so. Peacock had a great year, pal. The fuck is that? I told you, man, Firestarter. So. Where are we at? Number 8? Yeah, number 8. My number 8 worst movie of 2022 goes to...
If you listen carefully enough, the past whispers to you.
We're here to see Albus Dumbledore.
That would be my brother. The world as we know it is coming undone. Grindelwald is pulling it apart with hate. If we're to defeat him, you'll have to trust me.
Yeah, I'm glad you recognized this one. Get that shit out of here. Number 8, Fantastic Beasts 3, the fucking bullshit Secrets of Dumbledore, or whatever the fuck retarded title they did. I'm gonna be honest, this shit came out at like probably the worst fucking time that it could have. This movie came out right slam dunk in the middle of the Amber Turd Johnny Depp trial, which famously Johnny Depp was accused of SA towards Amber Heard and all that stuff. He was booted out of the movie, immediately replaced with Mads Mikkelsen, which I like Mads Mikkelsen. Like, he was good as Hannibal in the Hannibal TV show. I'm like, all right, well, he's a good actor, but they should have just stuck with him in the beginning. Honestly, so also, I don't know if you saw him in the trailer, but your boy Ezra Miller was also just in the news every single week, every single month, especially when this movie came out. And him being like a menace on Hawaii and doing whatever weird bullshit he was doing. So all of that was already bad enough. It felt like everything was against this movie in the start. But he also, which all that could be an aside, is like whatever. That's just like backstage stuff. What about in the movie itself? What about the movie is so bad? And here's the thing about the movie. The movie is convoluted. It's confusing. It's also boring at parts. You have a movie where Grindelwald is trying to be like a wizard president, and they have this really bullshit way of electing presidents where this creature will bow its head to someone who has good intentions or has a good heart, and Grindelwald takes one of those creatures and zombifies it and has it where it's going to pick him, and they have to stop him, and fuck. You get it. You get it. Movie fucking sucks. This, much like Avatar, was supposed to be a 5 movies, and after this shit came out, it lost so much money that they were like, yeah, you guys are done. You guys made a trilogy and didn't realize it. Like, it's done. I have not, to this day, I have not heard anything about a continuation of these. I liked the first Fantastic Beasts movie, honestly. It was a movie where, the first one where I was like, oh, it's like a cute Pokemon, Harry Potter type movie. All right, that's cool. That's interesting. And then the second one came out, and I was like, all right, you guys are making too many Harry Potter connections for a spinoff. Like, this is not good. And then this shit was like the worst aspects of like anything Harry Potter. And I was like, all right, I'm fucking done. Like, I'm done. Like, this Harry Potter brand is tainted. I am going to be playing Hogwarts Legacy when it comes out, though. I'll be streaming that. So that's another thing to look out for. But yeah, this shit sucked. I have not met a single Harry Potter fan who could recommend this movie. Where they're like, yeah, this shit kicks ass. No. No, I have not found a single person who did that. Oh, sweet. Okay, I'm glad that they popped out the trailer for the next one. That makes it convenient for me. Alright, so, with all that hate on my chest for Fantastic Beasts 3, this is another third movie right here for number 7. So, what could be worse than Fantastic Beasts 3? Well, I'll just let the movie speak for itself, actually. My number 7...
I wanted to show them something that wasn't an illusion. Something that was real. Something that they could see and touch. Creation is an act of sheer will.
Alright, have you guys seen enough of this?
Life will find a way.
Fucking get that out of here. Alright. Fucking Jurassic World Dominion. Jurassic World 3. God, this fucking remake trilogy sucked ass. This shit sucked. This was a trilogy where they're like, alright, we're gonna take the Jurassic Park movies and we're gonna do a continuation of it where we have like the park is open and all this chaos ensues. So the first one was much like Force Awakens, where they're like, oh, it's like a soft reboot remake with all the familiar elements. Like, okay, whatever. The second one came out, I was like, all right, this is different. There's some stuff I liked about it, but as soon as they left the island, the shit just went downhill. And that was a movie where they ended with it being like, all right, now these dinosaurs are loose on the world. And I was like, all right, this second movie wasn't good, but at least that concept, I want to see what they do with it. And they did jack shit with it. This is a movie where they were more focused on these goddamn fucking locusts. Hold on, nope, hold on. They got right to it. Hold on, I'm putting it right back where that so you can see what they focus on. Yeah, those goddamn fucking locusts. That's what they decided to focus this movie on. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you serious right now? You guys are focusing on an environmentalist message while you have fucking dinosaurs roaming around, killing people, causing havoc, destroying the ecosystem that we have. These aren't even real dinosaurs, by the way. They're genetically engineered freaks And you guys aren't even touched that. You're gonna be like, oh, well, there was only like 3. There's only 3 casualties. Bullshit. And then they brought all the old characters back that meet up with the new characters at the last fucking 10 minutes. And at that point, I just couldn't fucking care. I could not be bothered. This is a movie where I saw a a legal version of it the Thursday it opened, and after I watched it, I was like, man, I'm fucking glad I didn't go to the theater for that, because I would have been angrier if I did. This movie was like 2.5 hours long, and man, you want to talk about a fucking weak ass way to end a franchise? That's it right there. That shit sucked. And from what I've heard, they're gonna be working on more movies, so get ready for your dinosaurs to be ruined. Woo! You know what? At least we have a light at the end of the tunnel. At least we have 65 with Adam Driver coming out, which is what these movies should have been, but whatever. Yeah. Yeah, on my notes I have, let's focus on the dinosaurs instead of the fucking bugs, guys. Yeah, this shit sucked. This shit sucked. But you know what? There's a movie I saw last year that might surprise y'all, but I thought even angrier about. And what can that possibly be? What movie, if I had that much hate in my heart for Jurassic World Dominion, what movie could I hate more than that? My sweet, naive, innocent viewers, I hate to break it to you, but you know what? Sometimes you have to do your fucking research before you do a movie.
An evil is coming that threatens our kingdom, our freedom.
The white man bad. Yep.
But we have a weapon. They are not prepared for.
Yeah, get this bullshit out of here. Alright. Number 6. The Woman King. God, this movie was fucking gross, marketing-wise. They really tried to capitalize off the BLM movement with this shit without doing their actual research on what they were doing. So this was a movie where they touted it based off of true events, and that could not be further from the fucking truth. So, yep. Oh, well, they just flashed it, but I didn't have it on my screen. Hold on. I'm bringing that back. Yeah, bring your fucking ass back over here. Here we go. Yep. Based off of true events. Yeah, you guys wanna know what the true events were? I'm fucking tell you right here. So let me pull this up real quick so I can get my research right. So the description that they have for this is, in the 1800s, a group of all-female warriors protects the African kingdom of Dahomey with skills and fierceness unlike anything the world has ever seen. Faced with a new threat, Jen Nausicaa trains the next generation of recruits to fight against a foreign enemy that's determined to destroy their way of life. That is full of fucking bullshit. I'll tell you guys the real story of this. The Dahomey warriors, which this movie wants to portray as the good guys, where they are trying to combat slavery and be like, we're not doing that. And, you know, obviously the white man, they gotta, like, stop. This is what really happened in history. The Dahomey warriors were the main suppliers, the main contributors to the African slave trade back then. They were the ones trading slaves. They were the ones capturing people, making them slaves. What's the actor's name? John Boyega plays King Gyoza, and he was so notorious for keeping and killing a bunch of slaves that he was regarded as the slave king. If people had done their fucking research, they would have realized, hey, this is probably not a good idea, but they wanted to market this as, oh, based off a true event. Based off a true event. Oh, you hate... And then Viola Davis like, oh, if you don't support this movie, then you're racist. You're one of the people trying to hold black people down in Hollywood. It's like, no, I hate this movie because you guys are doing a gross marketing smear campaign where you're lying to people and trying to portray the slave traders. They're portraying the slave traders as the good guys. That'd be like having a fucking movie about Nazis where they're like, oh, we actually don't want to kill the Jews anymore. Let's fucking rebel against this. No. No one did that. This bullshit here didn't do that either. Disgusting. This film was disgusting from a historical angle because I knew this movie was going to trick people and brainwash them into thinking this is accurate. Lupita Nyong, I think was her name. She was originally going to be in the movie, but when she found out the history of the film, she immediately dropped out. And that's a woman who had Black Panther and Us and all these movies where she could dip and she didn't care. But yeah, just from a straight up marketing aspect and them, just transparently trying to appeal to the Black Lives Matters movement. This was a script that was floating around for years and they finally used it, and they should have just left that shit in the drawing room floor. I was called a racist by people on Twitter, but when people finally saw it and they finally did their research, hashtag boycott the Woman King started trending, and I finally felt justified. I'm like, all right, thank God, there actually is some hope for humanity. But this shit sucked, and it's gross from a historical angle, and I will always tell people, hey, if you like this movie, then you like history that's rewritten to fit whatever weird agenda you have. So, oh boy, this shit's gonna get even worse. So if lying about history is bad, what could be worse about that? How about a simple fucking message that's too pretentious for its own good? Let me do this version. Alright, fucking number 5.
Hello.
Hi.
Halfway
Mrs.
through.
Harper, yes.
Do, come in.
The words I have to say.
It's a beautiful house.
But they're
Will
true.
it just be you staying, or
Excuse me?
Mrs. Marlowe?
No.
Until you give your love, there's nothing more that we
I need some candy real quick. I'm getting tired.
Yeah, it was delicious.
I'm getting
No.
fucking
Mustn't
worn
be
out
that.
talking about all this
Forbidden
bullshit.
fruit.
Oh, God, sorry.
I'm joking.
Oh.
You're tormented.
Feels more like.
Haunted.
Yeah. Something
Alright.
My
That's
husband went upstairs.
okay.
to
This
our
actually is kind of
balcony
important. I'll keep it playing a
and
little
let
bit more.
himself go.
You must wonder why
Why? I didn't drive him to it.
I thought it'd be true.
Alright, if I can get that out of here. Alright, Men. A24's Men. Men by, who was the director of this? Fucking Alex Garland. Alright. Get this shit out of here. Men is a movie with such a simplistic message that it did not need to be as artistic or as avant-garde as it was. This movie is pretty much a simple message of like, men are bad. Where it's like, alright, do you have anything else? Do you have anything else to say? And the film's like, nope, that's it. We're gonna just tell you men are bad. And then we're gonna get really weird towards like the last fucking like 10 or 15 minutes. And you're gonna have more questions. And if you try to research it, trying to find meaning to it, you're not gonna find anything. And I'm like, oh, great, fuck me then. This is a movie where I saw the trailer and I was like, alright, this could be interesting. Alex Garland was a guy who had done Ex Machina, which I really liked a lot. And he also did Annihilation, which is more of a Color Out of Space adaptation than the actual book, but whatever. It was like fine. This is like a movie that really let me down. And this is a movie where Harper retreats to the countryside to be alone in the wake of a tragedy, which her husband pretty much killed himself, as you saw in the trailer. She escapes to this small town where all the men pretty much look like the same guy, who's played by Rory Keener, I think. I don't know how you say his last name, but this is a movie where I saw the trailer and I'm like, oh, they're probably gonna have an Incubus angle because that's gonna lead to the whole like men thing and have like a actual monster that doesn't get used a lot because people know what succubuses are, but they don't know an incubus, which is a male version that like pretty much takes like dreams and stuff from you and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, okay. If they do an incubus angle, this would be really fucking cool, but no. Nope. It just gets weird, and people have been trying to find meaning and stuff that has no meaning, where they try to explain it. I'm like, no, you're full of shit. Like, this is a movie where I walked out of the theater feeling dumb. I felt dumb after walking out of this movie because I was trying to figure out what was going on, and at the end of the day, I'm like, oh, this meant nothing. Fuck this. And I have a goddamn college degree, and I'm like, you are not gonna make me look stupid. Fuck you. And what makes me even angrier is this was not the intended way the movie was going to be done. You want to know how I know that? Because I found an article where the director said, oh yeah, my niece was watching Attack on Titan and I wanted to make a movie like that. So once again, all you Attack on Titan fans, you ruined something else for me. Fuck you. So yeah, movie just got too weird. It was too weird for its own good, and it is a movie where I'm never going to watch it again after that. I might put it on the Discord watch party as like a whole, like, you know, shit on it kind of thing, but other than that, I have no fucking use for this movie. So yeah, what was that, number 5? Yeah, number 5, we're halfway there. Alright, fuck. I'm struggling with this. I'm struggling with this list. This shit is getting me so fucked up right now. But you know what? The worst ones are always more entertaining, so... Causing me pain, but I'm sure y'all love it, so... Oh! Speaking of feeling dumb, dear God. This fucking next one. Jesus fucking Christ. Holy fucking shit. Alright. Here we go. Alright, number 4 is...
Kids, get your popcorn now. Let me tell you the story of the space Viking, Thor Odinson. He was no ordinary man. He was a god. After saving planet Earth for the 500th time, Thor set off on a new journey. Well, he got in shape. He went from dad bod to god bod. And after all that, he reclaimed his title as the one and only Thor. Oh, spoke too soon. Jane?
Fuck you, Taika Waititi. Fuck you. Jesus fucking Christ. I can't tell y'all how fucking angry I was after this. Because this was the guy who did Thor Ragnarok, which was like one of the good Thor movies. And then he fucking did this bullshit. Well, hold on. I'm letting this play so you can see this. Christian Bale plays the main villain, Gore the Butcher, and they absolutely did dick and shit with him. He was acting his ass off for absolutely nothing. God, I fucking hated this movie. And it's not that hate isn't this the best word for it. I felt numb watching this in theaters. I felt like I was in a goddamn coma watching this. This should be a case study to let people know to not lean too heavily into comedy. Because what made Thor Ragnarok so great was, yeah, it had aspects of comedy, but it also had serious moments, and it was a perfect balance. This was Taika Waititi just going off the rails. And Chris Hemsworth, the guy who played Thor, described this perfectly, where he said when he read the script, it looked like it was a Thor movie just written by a 5-year-old, and that could not be more on the nose. This, oh my god. They lean too much into comedy. And not just comedy either, because I can laugh at stuff, but this was like fucking lame-ass comedy. You had like screaming goats for like 5 scenes throughout the whole fucking movie. You had all this fucking bullshit where Thor was having like a love triangle with his hammer and his axe. And then they brought Jane back to like be the new Thor, and I'm like, Jane Foster? She was like one of my least favorite parts of the Thor movie. It's like, why are you bringing her back? And like I said, Christian Bale played Gore the God Butcher, where I'm like, alright, Christian Bale's a good actor. He can rise above the level of this movie. Nah, this movie drowned him out because he was literally only 5 scenes, and they want you to be threatened by him as a God Butcher, but the scenes where he was killing gods, they cut out of the movie. There's supposedly a scene where Gore tortures and kills Peter Dinklage's character from Infinity War, and they completely cut it out. Fuck you. How am I supposed to be threatened by Christian Bale's character if you only show him in 5 movies where he's not doing shit? Like, bro, come on. This is easily the worst movie I saw as far as like Marvel and Phase 4, because like people hate Eternals more, but that movie put me to sleep. I'm like, oh, whatever. It's boring. It put me to sleep. This movie, I felt numb, and I had no idea what I was watching, and it just made me angry because of all the stuff I mentioned. The sequel to Ragnarok, which was one of the best Thor movies, Christian Bale playing the villain, all that went to shit. Just so that Taika Waititi could be like, oh, look at me, I'm funny. And then, I'm gonna show you guys something else. If you don't want to take my word for it, let me show you something. If I can spell his name right. Thor. Let me see if I can find the right video. Where's the whole thing where like the director like draws on the shit? Taika Waititi, Tessa Thompson. Here we go. Oh, yep, here we go. I found it. I'm just gonna get to the part after the ad plays. So this clip demonstrates that Taika Waititi did not give a fuck about the actual filmmaking of the goddamn movie, which is already a bad sign. If you have a director that doesn't care, you need to get him the fuck out of there. So here we go.
Taste the rainbow. We call these name scenes. This is in Norway.
Yes.
It's in a town hall. The Asgardians they're space refugees. Something has happened, and they're trying to figure out how to fix it.
Exactly.
So that's Taika Waititi, and that's Tessa Thompson who plays that character.
Like no other.
Okay. Does that look real?
In that particular shot, no, actually. It doesn't really, right? When you look close.
You need to be more blue.
Well,
you know, but does he look real?
No, none of us.
Does she look real?
Something looks very off about this. But no, he changes
Watching this makes me fucking angry because you can tell he just did not care.
The atmosphere there has a darkness like no other. It's as if color fears to tread. It's unmistakable.
Okay, this is one little funny thing that happens in this. See this shot? When I go, it's because it used to be when he would wake up. That was my reaction. But you just left it there randomly. But I kind of don't mind it. Yeah, look.
It's unmistakable.
You said that.
I never noticed it. I was never looking at you.
Trust me, I did. It's
God.
kind of funny. And
Damn it.
It doesn't make any
Man.
sense, but I love it.
It's unmistakable.
Yeah, fuck this. Alright, that's enough of that. Fuck that. Jesus Christ, if you don't care about the filmmaking aspect, then what the fuck are you doing? And, like, I don't hate Taika Waititi. Let me get that straight. He has done some amazing films, like What We Do in the Shadows, which is the film that the FX series is based off of, but man, this shit sucked. This was Taika Waititi unleashed with no supervision, and this is pretty much a lesson to be like, alright, we can't fucking do this again. You guys gotta rein in your directors. Apparently, there was like a 5 or 7 hour version that they like had to cut down. And I'm like, y'all, like Marvel, you guys are already slipping, but you guys gotta fucking get your. Oh my god, isn't here? I forgot. Holy shit! I gotta show you guys something else. The visual. So, this movie, Marvel wanted to nominate this for best visual effects. I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show you guys why it does not deserve best visual effects. And I'm gonna show you guys a visual because my words won't do it justice. I can already tell y'all that my words are not gonna do this shit justice. Let's see, Thor 4. So I put this in number 4 because it's Thor 4. Ha ha ha! Look at me, I'm a comedian too. Fuck off. So, just to give you guys a bit of an aside. Let's see. How do I? Oh, here we go. In new tab. There we go. So, around this time period, a bunch of VFX artists came out shitting on Marvel, being like, yeah, they overwork us and our output isn't great because they rush us and they want us to make changes that is not going to gel well with the runtime and because they don't want to change their release window at all. So we're pretty much stuck with bullshit. Marvel wanted this movie to be nominated for Best Visual Effects. There was one scene where you had this kid floating head that I saw in the theaters where I was like, what the fuck is that? And what makes it worse is they decided to go back in and touch it up. And it looks even worse. So I'm going to show you guys this real quick because my words are not going to do this justice. What more can I say? What more can I say? This is nominated for Best Visual Effects, huh? This shit. So, over here on the left, you have the theatrical version that someone took with their camera phone, which you know what, I usually am not a fan of phones, but in this case, yeah, people need to fucking see this. This was the retouched version, and it looks even shittier. The fact that this was nominated, for Best Visual Effects is a fucking joke. And Marvel should be ashamed of themselves that they even thought they could get away with that. Now, hold on, let me see. Oscars 2023. Thor. I want to see if it actually went through. Oh, yep, here we go. Disney wants the Oscars to consider Thor: Love and Thunder for Best Picture and also Best Visual Effects. Yeah, Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Visual Effects. Get the fuck out of here with that. Disgusting. Marvel should be fucking ashamed of themselves after that. Well... Alright guys, we're at the bottom 3. So, these are the worst of the worst of the worst. What could I possibly hate more than Thor: Love and Thunder? Well, I hate to break it to you, but sometimes representation is not enough to make a good film.
It's a great day to be alive, isn't it?
Oh, well, it gave it away. Fuck it, whatever. Yep, Peacock original. Yep. Peacock, once again, at it with
Ladies and
this.
gentlemen, I'm guessing that some of you, you're not happy. Maybe you don't fit in. People make fun of you. Well, I can't make you straight, but you give us this week, and we might be able to help. Boys' cabin over there, girls' cabin over there.
I use they them pronouns, as in they can't believe they're at this camp.
I have zero interest in not.
Alright, yeah, get this shit out of here. Alright, they/them. Peacock with another fucking swing and a miss. Now this... Hold on. I'm gonna actually put myself on here to tell you guys this story. So this was a movie where after I saw Men, I was like, oh, what's next? Fucking they, them. Ha ha ha. And then I went to clean the theater and I pulled out my phone on Google and I see a headline being like, oh, Blumhouse to produce they/them straight to Peacock. I'm like, motherfucker. It's like, god damn it. Why do I always do this? Why do I always speak things into existence? This is a movie where as soon as it dropped, I was in a Discord call with my homies, Dead and Mar, who were in this live stream. And I was like, oh shit. They/them is out. Because it was midnight. And they were like, oh hell yeah, we gotta watch this. I'm like, well, this movie is about an hour and a half long. By the time we finish this, it's gonna be 2 in the morning. Are you sure you guys want to watch this? And they're like, hell yeah. I was like, alright, let's fucking do it. I had an edible in. Now, with this movie, the basic premise is you have Kevin Bacon running a summer camp that's like a conversion camp for these people that are in the alphabet, the whatever, different stereotypes of gay people. And while that's going on, you have a slasher going around killing people, which they treat as like a side story to the whole thing. Like, it's kind of forgotten about for a while. The reason why this is not as bad as my other two is because unlike the other two, I can actually watch this movie and have fun and laugh at it. Now, it's not a good movie. I wouldn't recommend watching it to anyone. In fact, I actually tortured my friend Gavin by telling him to watch it, to be like, hey, watch this, let me know what your thoughts are on it. And he's like, yeah, this shit sucked. I will say, because I try to look at least at a positive every time I do this, I will say, Kevin Bacon acted his fucking ass off. But unfortunately, it was not enough to save this movie. I also thought that they had all the check boxes of all the gay stereotypes where it's like, yep, that one, that one, that one. Yep, alright, we got all of them. Also, it was a lit shitty too, because there were some drone shots of like the forest, and it was like fucking dark as hell, and Dead and Mar were gaslighting me into where I was like, man, I can't see a fucking thing. Can you guys see anything? And they were like, yeah, no, we can see something. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? There's no way. So I'm trying to like turn up the brightness on my PC. Nothing's happening. I'm like, all right, now fuck you guys. I can't see shit. This thing is all lit up like to hell. And without giving away anything, the twist is so predictable, where I saw the design of the mask finally and I'm like, oh, fuck, they're gonna do this. And like clockwork, I guessed it, and it is just, god damn it. Now, I can laugh at it, I can have a good time with it, but yeah, this shit sucked. So yeah, that's my number 3. So, the complete antithesis of this, a movie that fucking bored me to tears, on number 2. Now, what could that be? Well, unfortunately, it's this one. Let's see, is this like a little... Nope, okay. I was worried it was going to have like a little, oh, trailer before the trailer thing before it starts. Alright, here we go. Number 2 of my worst movies of 2022.
Let's go.
Halloween Ends. The final movie to this fucking trilogy, or this fucking series that needs to die at this point. God, this shit sucked. I guess I'll let the trailer play while I talk about this, because it's almost over anyways. Yeah, it's pretty much almost over. God, this shit sucked. The marketing to this was fucking atrocious. There were so many weird things to the cast and the director, David Gordon Green, which, by the way, he's gonna be directing the Exorcist remake, so, woo! Can't wait to see how he ruins that franchise, which I already am not a fan of, but I'm gonna feel bad for the people that hold it as, like, the best horror movie ever, because you guys are gonna get fucked over by this, but, God, this shit sucked. First of all, the marketing was a mess. They were saying weird things, how they said that it was going to take place 4 years after Halloween Kills, which I was not a fan of. This movie bums me out, too, because I actually liked the first Halloween movie, the 2018. Like, I'm a guy who's notorious for loving the Rob Zombie movies, so people are like, oh, your opinion doesn't matter anyways, fuck you. It's like, alright. But this is a movie where this is what all the Halloween fans wanted, or the vocal ones, where they're like, they want Laurie Strode back. They want the classic Michael Myers. They nailed pretty much everything that they needed to in the first movie. There's some weird stuff they were doing where it's like, alright, whatever. Like, I'm having fun with it, whatever. I can overlook that. But man, Halloween Kills, the first movie where they had the Peacock amphitheaters stream at the same time, was a horrible idea because that shit sucked. That shit was awful. And then when they said they were doing the same thing with this, I'm like, oh god, oh no. And they released this early too. The release date, they dropped this like right after I was done with my my talent show performance at Nova, and I ended up watching this on the live stream with the boys on Discord. And as soon as they showed Corey, this brand new character that they introduced at the last minute, as soon as they like showed what happened with him, I was like, oh my fucking god, oh no.
Listen to them, children of
hey,
the night. What music!
Tanner March 21, thanks for following me, man. But yeah, as soon as they showed what they were doing with the Corey Taylor, I was like, oh fucking god, the rumors are true. This shit's gonna fucking suck. What this movie felt like to me was someone had the last 15 minutes of a Halloween script and they were like, fuck, we can't film this. Hey, Michael, what do you got? What script do you got? It's like, I've got a romance movie about these two broken individuals that fall in love. It's like, alright, good enough. We'll just fucking put that in the script. We'll just have the characters revolve around that. It's like, are we gonna market that? It's like, fucking no, we're gonna market the Halloween shit. False advertising? Yeah, no way, bro. What they don't know won't hurt them. This is what you don't do with your last fucking movie. And like I mentioned, David Gordon Green is going to be doing the Exorcist movie, so you know what? You guys have fun with that. This shit sucked. Michael Myers was only in 5 scenes. They did some weird shit where he was like living in the sewers like Pennywise for 4 years. This franchise frustrated me because the whole thing was like, alright, is Michael Myers just a regular ass guy or is he supernatural? And the first movie, they're like, no, he's just a guy. Second one, they way overplayed the whole supernatural aspect. And then this one, they like kind of had a combination of both. So it's like, what? Fucking pick one. Pick what Michael Myers is. And they had like Corey fucking take over most of the movie. Actually, what they do with him was fucking awful because he fucking kills himself anyways. So all the development they did with him was fucking bullshit anyways. And it's like, oh yeah, no, it was. I already went through it, so I'm gonna clip the best and worst as their own thing, so you can watch it back. But thanks for joining the stream, McKenna. I appreciate it. But yeah, this shit sucked. This was a movie that was so forgettable that I literally was watching another person's review, and they showed a clip of Michael stabbing a person on the wall, and I was like, they didn't have that in the movie. And my best friend Deb was like, yeah, they did. I'm like, oh, I must have fucking blacked that out. There's a movie reviewer named Jeremy Johns where he has a rating system where it said, yeah, I'm gonna forget about this in T minus however many. Yeah, already forgot. That was me after this. I forgot about that shit after like a couple hours. That shit sucked. So that's my number 2. What could possibly be my least favorite movie of all time? And guys, I'm sorry I have to make this. I'm sorry I have to spotlight this movie. I'm sorry that I have to have you guys know about this because this is a movie that only played for 3 days in theaters. But I ended up seeing it after hearing how bad it was, and I was like, well, yep. Unless something fucking tops this, it's being my number 1. And dear God, this shit sucked. So let me pull this up real quick, and then I'm also gonna add to this. So I gotta pull up the video for this part as well because this clip is pretty much gonna speak for itself. So let me go into my watch later. Oh, yep, here it is. Nope. Fuck. Yeah, the one thing I hate about YouTube is they have the weird, like, next previous thing that, like, always fucks with me. But, let's see here. So, without pontificating too much, without further ado, my number 1 fucking worst movie of all time goes to none other than da-da-da-da.
You ever heard of Creeper?
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
The Creeper comes back every 23 years.
Then what? Can't believe I let you drag me to this.
This is the Coachella of cosplay.
It is time for our Creeper Draw! The grand prize is an escape room for 2. Creeper theme.
Come on, you two. Are you sure this is where we're supposed to be?
We'll be on
Sorry, I'm trying to find a good place to stop this. Oh, yeah, there we go. Good enough.
What the hell is that?
Number 1, Jeepers Creepers Reborn. Holy fuck, this shit was awful. God damn. Alright, so for those of y'all who don't know, this was kind of like a soft oh, wait, did it say for like... Yeah, this year... Where's the fucking thing? Yeah, Jeepers Creepers Reborn. Here we go. 3 nights only. That should have been a warning sign for everyone that this shit was going to be bad. So, For those of y'all who don't know, Jeepers Creepers is a horror franchise where they had a cool concept where every 23 years, this creature, we don't really know what it is. It's just the creeper. It comes out and feed it out of hibernation every 23 years. And every time it needs to regenerate a body part, it eats that body part from someone, and it just collects things from people that it likes. Like, if you have something that it wants, it's going to hunt you down no matter what. And people have been trying to kill this thing for years. It always comes back. But the problem is, the creator of the franchise is as much of a monster as the creeper itself. And they had to be like, all right, we got to reboot this shit. And we got to make sure it has no involvement with the other shit. This is as low budget a movie as you can get. I have no idea what the budget is. I'm actually going to look that up real quick because whatever it says, they're fucking lying. This is a movie that had a zero score on Rotten Tomatoes, which actually I can show that off in case y'all don't want to believe me. Because, you know, what do I know, right? Y'all want the cold, hard facts. If I can spell. I'm so angry that I'm, like, having trouble writing this. Here we go. Yep, alright. 0%. 0% critic. 8% audience. Oh, holy fuck. Thank you so much for subscribing, McKenna. That means a lot. But yeah, this... Holy fuck. Now... apparently they don't list the budget. So, the budget for Jeepers Creepers Reborns comes in at around $5 million. They are fucking lying with that. There's no fucking way that you can tell me that it is a $5 million budget with them pretty much green screening a cemetery. Like, you can't film in an actual cemetery? The creeper also looks like shit. They tried doing a homage to the first one that just was not good. They were doing weird stuff with the creature lore, like this white crow that fucking led nowhere, and it wants to like be reborn inside this like woman's baby or whatever. It's just it was fucking weird. But to top it all off, the way they try to kill this creature, and I want to thank Movies 360 kill count for this. You know what? This clip's gonna speak for itself. I'm not even gonna say a damn thing after this. This is gonna speak for itself. Yeah, I want y'all to take a look on how low budget this shit looks. 'Cause this shit was laughable.
Monster kill.
I don't need to see anything more. That shit speaks for itself. That shit speaks for itself. I don't need to go. I don't need to say anything more than that. Fucking cheap ass effects, horrible filmmaking. Apparently there was a lawsuit where they were told that they didn't have the rights to film it, so that also might have like fucked it over a little bit. But yeah, just the way they like shot, it felt like someone drew a path that was janky and they made it go in that path, and we've already seen the creeper like get killed like that. We knew he wasn't gonna die like that, but they were like, no. They wanted to have that as a surprise to be like, oh, he's back. Just like, yeah, fucking, we know. If they had plans of making a sequel, that shit is done. That is not happening. So there we go. And you know what? This movie is in a category of its own. This didn't really make my list, but I felt like I should at least talk about it because I have so much to say about it. So here we go. In its own category. none other than the man, the myth, the legend itself, the man. Now, 2022 is going to go down as the year of this movie. And what movie could that possibly be? As soon as this ad goes away, I'll show you. I'll let you guys know. Alright, I gotta... Here we go. This movie is in its own category.
You need a doctor? I am a doctor.
I should have died years ago.
People all over the world have my disease.
I'm here
To find a cure, we have to push the boundaries, take the risks.
If you're gonna run, do it now.
Good old Sony at it again. Morbin time, baby. It's Morbin time. 2022 is going to be defined by any movie. It is this one. This movie was so fucking boring that people made memes about it, about how it could have been a lot better. And here's the thing. Sony bought into the memes so hard. This movie bombed the first time it was released. Alright, get this shit out of here. You guys get the picture. This movie bombed the first time, and people were making memes about how it was like the greatest movie of all time, and they bought into the memes so much. Now, Sony, the geniuses that they were, decided, oh, people love this movie. Let's put it out in theaters again. And guess what? This shit bombed again because they did not realize that the reason why it was memed is because it was so fucking boring. It was a movie that felt like it was from the late 90s. Like, these were movies that we were trying to get away from as far as superhero movies go. And, it was... This movie was so boring. My friend dragged me into this at a 4K or a 40X theater. So with my seat shaking and moving all over the place and being splashed with water, I walked out of that being like, wow, this is the most boring experience I've ever had in a movie. This shit sucked. Now I'm a guy who likes to at least find some redeeming qualities, and the only redeeming quality I could find was Matt Smith playing the villain, having a grand old time. I always describe it like this. Jared Leto felt like he was trying to eat a steak dinner with this movie, where he was trying to act his ass off, trying to get an Oscar-worthy movie, and Matt Smith looked at the script and the type of movie he was doing, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to have a cheeseburger. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to just do my thing, and he was honestly the best part of the whole movie, because he was goofy, and he was playing it exactly the way it should have been. This shit sucked. And then they hold on. I need to show y'all something else. This movie probably had the worst post-credit scenes I have ever seen in my life. So, yeah, here we go. Yeah, here we go. Stupidest post-credit scene. Yeah, that's about accurate. Alright. You guys want to see this? Y'all want to see this amazing post-credit scene that you guys get for waiting 15 minutes after the credits? Here you go.
Thanks for meeting me, Doc. I've been reading about you.
I'm listening.
I'm not sure how I got here. Has to do with Spider-Man, I think. I'm still figuring this place out, but I think a bunch of guys like us should team up. Could do some good.
Intriguing.
Woo! Yeah! Woo! Hell yeah! Michael Keaton Vulture is here! Doesn't make any sense? Fuck no, but he's in it because apparently they're connected from that movie with the last Spider-Man movie. They're like, oh, well, they use Venom, so we can just use their character and make it have no sense. God, this fucking shit sucked. Sony is so fucking dead set on trying to get this whole Sinister Six thing going that it's laughable how badly they're like attempting to do this. God, this shit sucked.